Hi everyone, I am Eve the Medium and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new to my channel and you have not subscribed yet, I invite you to subscribe below and also click the notification bell to be notified when any of my new videos are up. Today's video is the English version of my previous video, answering another of your spiritual questions. What to do with your spiritual altars and your spiritual services when you have guests over. Today, I will answer that question. Stay with me. Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. As always, it is a great pleasure to be back with you all. So today, I have the English version of my previous video. This is a question that has been asked so many times by so many of my followers. What to do with their spiritual altars? What to do with their services when they have guests over? I would expect you guys to know the answer to that question. As I have mentioned, initiation into the 21 division, or whatever religion you have chosen to initiate or practice, is something extremely serious. It is not a child's game. It is not something that you just start doing one day and then the next day you decide that you do not want to do it anymore. A lot of people do want to follow this spiritual path and also develop that connection with their guides or with the Loi. I will be referring only to the Loi of the 21 division, but this answer does really apply to any path you have chosen to follow that requires services to your spirit guides. So many of you have asked this question: what to do with our spiritual altar, especially if you live in a small apartment or you live in a room. The answer to this question is, and I'm going to be very straightforward, you should not begin where you cannot finish. With that being said, what I mean is, you cannot begin to service Papa Legba or begin the connection with your spirit guides and service them, set up your ancestors' altar or your spiritual altar, and then because you have guests coming over, you decide that you're going to remove that altar or remove the ancestors' altar if you have it set up in the living room. I understand you have friends over and you do not want anybody to see it, but you have to understand that what you give to spirit, you cannot take away. You cannot set up an altar and then remove it because you have guests over. This is totally unacceptable. And I know many of you are thinking right now, because you have done it. How will you feel if you ask the Loi, per se Papa Legba, for his blessing? You set him up behind the door of your home. You set up his service, his cane. And then all of a sudden, because you're having guests, you remove everything. Papa Legba, I'm sorry, I have to remove this because I have friends coming over or I'm having a party. It does not work that way. Exactly the same way you give to them and you take away, the same way they will give to you and take it back. Now, how does that feel? How will you feel if someone gives you something, then takes it away? And I've heard from so many. I served Papa Legba. I petitioned him for his help. He helped me, but then he stopped helping. When I look deeper into the situation, I find out that what's happening here is the removing and putting back of the service. What happens is the Loi leaves. And I mentioned that in a previous video. Yes, your spirit guides, your protecting spirits, the Loi can leave. As they say, they are not our slaves. I began in this path at a very early age, and I never cared what anybody said. All I cared about was that I was doing what I was supposed to do, that I was following my purpose. You come into my home, and if you feel uncomfortable because what I have in my home is not what you believe in, or you do not agree with my beliefs, the same door through where you came in, you can leave. Don't let the door hit you on your way out. I will not change my beliefs for anyone. I will not hide anything I have in my home. You walk into my home and you will know that I am a spiritual worker. That is why I say, and I'm constantly repeating, you must be extremely sure on the path you're about to take. It doesn't matter if you're experiencing that connection with your spirits through dreams, through revelations, through synchronicities. It does not matter. If you're not ready, don't do it. Do not begin again where you cannot finish. And if you're still unsure, then you never really had a calling. Once that calling is revealed to you, there's no turning back. And once you start working with your ancestors, with your spirit guides, with the Loi, you cannot stop. In the sense, this is a path that there's no turning back. There are consequences. I have mentioned in so many videos, we are here to follow a purpose. We are all here for a purpose. We all have a divine gift that we must develop and share with the world. We all are here to serve in one way or the other. You cannot choose one day, I want to be a spiritual worker, a spiritual reader, and then the next day you want to remove the altar, you want to stop what you are doing and go back into what you call your normal life. It is not only wrong, but it's unacceptable to your spirits. It's disrespectful to begin and develop that connection with them and then cut it off. And not only cut it off, but I feel it's more insulting and disrespectful for your spirits, especially for the Loi. When you set up the altar or set up a service for Papa Legba, that space behind the door, and then all of a sudden, because you're having friends over, you remove it, it is not acceptable. It's not anyone specific that is doing this. It's many, many people. I cannot have that behind the door because I have a pet and the pet will go at it. Let me tell you something. I have had pets, many pets. I had 8 dogs at one time, and my dogs never ever came near Papa Legba's candy or his service. Trust me and believe me, they knew there was something there. They would stare from far, but they would never touch the service. The animals, since they are so sensitive to energy, they will feel the presence of the Loi and back off. There are certain times that if you have a service for Papa Legba and you have a cup of water, the pet goes and drinks the water. Sometimes it's the Loi that lures the pet to drink the water. And that's okay. That's okay. But if your pet is always knocking everything down, then we need to train them. But removing the service when you have guests over is totally unacceptable. And honestly, I've had many, many people ask me. I have my ancestors' altar in the living room. I'm having people over. Can I remove it and put it back? I say, if you're ready for the consequences, by all means, you do not set up an altar and then bring it down. The Loi will not forgive you for that. It doesn't matter who's coming over to visit. It's okay to keep your altar private, your ancestors' altar private. It doesn't have to be out in the open. But to hide your belief completely, this is like denying your truth, denying who you truly are. Anybody that's a friend of yours, a true friend of yours, will accept you for who you are. Going back to the question, can I remove the services for the Loi or the ancestors' altar from the living room because I'm having a party or I'm having guests over? I mean, again, you can't do it. But if you will really advance connecting with your spirits, hearing them, feeling them, it's not going to be the same. If you remove that service you have for whichever Loi you have, because you have somebody coming over and you do not want them to see it, once you place that service where you had it, the energy is not going to be the same. On the feast day of the Loi, I receive a lot of questions. Can I serve Anaisa? Can I buy her flowers? Can I do a service for her? If you are going to serve her continuously, by all means, yes, you can serve her. If you just want to take advantage of her feast day to petition her to bring you a lover or to bring prosperity into your life, then you should go to a priestess, get a consultation, and pay that priestess to do the service for you. Why? Because you're going to set up this elaborate altar for her on her feast day. You're going to make her happy, give her flowers, give her her beer, everything that she likes. And then after your petition has been granted, you're going to remove everything. You can't do that because what they've given you, they will take away. This path is extremely serious. It is not a game. It is not something that you dive into because you're curious. I want to feel the spirits. I want to connect with the spirits. I mean, this is a very, very long path. It's a long journey. And you have to really be dedicated to it. The Loi take it very seriously. And I have heard of so many people that have set up altars and then have taken them down because they want to jump into a different religion. And I have seen what has happened to them. It hasn't been very nice. Their whole life turns upside down because the law requires respect. You do not play with the law. Once you start servicing the law, you must continue. That is why I tell everyone that asks me, can I initiate the 21 division? I will not initiate anyone unless I consult them first, unless I get proof that they are being called to serve the law. And this does not happen overnight. This is a process. You go through a lot of tests, through a lot of experiences to test your faith. They test your patience. This is not something to take lightly. You do not serve the law, then take it away. You do not set up altars, then remove them. So you see, the whole thing here is maintaining that communication. And that is where a lot of people have a hard time. They just grab and move here and move there. That is not the way. If you're really connected and know about energy, you will immediately feel the shift. And that's letting you know we don't like it. You just messed up. So you see, the altar, once you set it up, you leave it where it is. You do not move it. That is why I always say you must be very, very sure on the path you're about to embark in. This is not something that you do out of curiosity. It's a calling that you feel like something's missing in your life, that there's something more about this life, and that you're seeking answers and you're not finding them outside of yourself. That's your calling. You must be dedicated and you must be able to accept it no matter what anybody else says. And once you develop that connection, you must continue on that path. It's not like a train. You get off, get back on. Get off, get back on. It's not that way. This is your path. This is your journey. You came alone and you're leaving alone. At the end of this journey, it's you. It's all on you. Nobody else. You can't say, oh, I couldn't follow my path because so-and-so didn't believe in what I did. I had a roommate, or I had a spouse, or I had a boyfriend that didn't believe in what I believed, in what I felt, in what I experienced. You see? It's all going to fall on you. At the end of the day, it's going to fall on you. This is your responsibility. This is your journey. And those guides have been placed in our life to help us and to teach us. You cannot go through school without a teacher. You will fail. You cannot go through life without your spiritual teachers, whether in the physical and the spiritual. We need teachers so we can know the do's and don'ts and avoid a lot of problems. So for those of you that ask this question, what should I do with specifically the service for Papa Legba? Because I'm having people over. You know the answer to that. And when you start removing the services, go by what you feel and then let me know. Because I know you'll know the answer. You will feel the answer to this question. If you want to go on this ride, stay on it or get off. This is a very, very long path. So you must be 100% sure. You definitely could change your mind down the line. But like I say, there are consequences when we get off our path. We can get lost, confused. Our life turned upside down. That is one of the signs that we're not on the right path, when everything is going wrong for us. So make sure that it is what you want and that it is your calling. You can still pray, but don't give the law or your spirits anything that you cannot continue to do. If you cannot be consistent with their services or with the attention that they require, leave it alone and wait until you're ready. I hope this video has answered that nagging question that so many of you have in the back of your mind. Can I remove the altars or the services set up for the law if I'm having guests over? Can I remove my ancestors' altar? Or do I really have to pray every day? Be really sure that this is what you really want. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, as always, do not forget to like, share with so many people, because it's incredible how many people have this question. If you're new to my channel, if you have enjoyed not only this video, like, share, and also subscribe. God bless you, and I wish you all much, much love and light.